G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Artist Showcase video series where I show off your artworks. I pick 10 of them which are sent to me every week and feature one of them on the front page of newgrounds.com. And if you don't make it as part of the video showcase, the rest of the submissions are also shown along in the JAZZA'S Studios Tumblr page. So go to jazzzastudios.tumblr.com. Anyways, getting started, our first piece is by Lukasangi and it's called, I believe I pronounced that correctly, Lukasanagi. And the piece is called Akitakami. I'm not good at these Japanese sort of names. Otherwise, it's got a really lovely glowy feel to it, a really great sense of motion. I like the way the camera's tilted and it gives a feeling of asymmetry, kind of puts you on edge, which is cool because it seems like something of a fight scene. The fur is really soft and the way that there are subtle blurs used throughout the image is really nice, and yet there's a weird mix of peace and serenity with action and movement in this image, in the way that there's this soothing softness and glow, and yet there's movement, asymmetry, and motion. So it's really great, really well done piece. Thanks for sharing that with us today. Next piece by artist EastWestMan is called Razkag the Risen. Now it's a traditional piece, I believe it looks to be that way, and while there is the minor fault of it not being as optimized as it could be, the image is pretty cool in itself. I really like, in particular, the style. So I really like how shapely it is. There are some really sharp edges and really cool uses of shape and silhouette that come together to create a strong image overall. I really like things like his hands, his calves on his legs, and the pose. It's just really good use of shape. Reminds me something of a more cartoony version of like World of Warcraft style. It's really nice. It's like a mix between World of Warcraft but if done in Penny Arcade. That's kind of the way I see it, and I really like that art look. So really great job. Thanks for sharing. Next piece by artist Tabora is called Pinocchio. It's a bit creepy, it's minimalistic in its background and the image overall, but they're challenging themselves and they're improving in their artwork. So I like the way it's come together. Again, so minimalistic, but in what it's tried to achieve in its shading and lighting, it's quite well done. So thank you for sharing that with us today. Next piece by artist Anchimone is called Seared Eyeball. This is another beginning artist and it's really cool to see these people stretching their legs and improving. It's really cool in my position in getting all these artworks, and I get hundreds every week, to see people continue to send me work and really see the development that they make. So I like seeing a work like this and then comparing it to their previous work. They've done a really good job in terms of creating a piece with some good elements of shade and creating something that can be conveyed as a three-dimensional form. Really good job, and I look forward to seeing as you keep improving. Next piece by artist Shehab is called Corporate Monkey. Minimalistic and quite simplistic in its approach, but really good, almost example of a design piece. So I like the, even though it's a bit of a satirical comedy sort of look, it still looks really well composed. I love the simplicity of the cutout look, minimalistic shading on the character, but the solidity of the figure overall and really cool proportions of the face. It looks like a really stylistically appropriate and well polished picture. So thanks for sharing. Next piece by artist Rated M for Mature is Lusario, and it too has that really nice sort of cutout look with soft shading in a way that also helps it pop out a bit. So there's a lot happening in this image in terms of the rain, and there's a bit of particle effect, the spell cast happening in his left hand. A good strong pose, good image composition, simple in nature but well executed in its final form. So great job, thanks for sharing. Next piece by artist Edward the Jedi is called Uzumaki, and as you can see, it's a character from a popular TV show, which the name escapes me because I don't watch it. I'm sorry. That aside, if you zoom in to the final image, even though it's quite minimalistic in its background and the character itself, I really love the polish here. So the pieces I tend to feature are things that capture my attention, or as soon as I open it, I think that's really cool. I gain something from that, or others might gain something from that. And this is one of those images where I see through really crisp line work and clean cell shading, really simple use of highlights, something that comes together to look really refined and really well polished. So great work, and I look forward to seeing more of what you can do. Next piece by artist Melon is called The Blind King. got a really cool ethereal sort of feel to it. It's quite creepy. It's a bit smoky in its painting style, so really rough in the strokes and the way it mixes together. Yet overall it comes together in a really nice way. It holds its own style really well. This person had experimented in a new program or style, I believe, based on their author comments. It's well portrayed and well executed, so great job. Thanks for sharing. Next piece by artist Brandon Wattenbarger, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's called Deadpool Merc with a Mouth. It's his second Photoshop painting featuring Deadpool. It's one of his favorite anti-heroes, and as you can see, it's really well polished and refined. I really like the way that there's this mix of good shading overall and yet good line work in fine detail. So if you look at the details in the face and all this stuff, there's detail to the point of doing the what do you call them, stitching lines and stuff like that. So it's really thin and detailed in some areas, but overall the piece is well composed and impressive. Good use of effects like smoke and great foreshortening, because nothing looks, you know, unnatural or anything like that, which can be quite difficult to do. So overall an entertaining piece. Fantastic color balances. I love the mix of the reds in the middle and yet the cold and yellow in the back. So great framing, slightly asymmetrical, which is kind of cool because, you know, Deadpool is a bit too in the brain. And thank you for sharing that with us. Great work. Our final piece and feature of the week is by artist Skanky, and it's called Renekton from League of Legends. I just love the way this painting style has come about. I don't know if they've used textures to get the look of grit and detail that they have. I don't seem to think that they have, because it doesn't look plastered on. The way that it's painted in the darks and highlights, everything pops out exactly the right amount and in my opinion, compared to some of this artist's other work, this one really stands out and is really fantastic. Deserves a bit of encouragement, and it's great to see what this artist can do with their talent. So really love, my favorite aspects of it are the volcano in the background. Really nice in the background because it's not overshaded like the character in the front, which needs to be to pop out, so the balance is there, and yet the character at the front, I really like things like the solid back part and the blade that he holds, and also how these metallic areas differ from the shading of his face and skin. So really great work. That is it for our artist showcase for this week, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to send your artwork to jazzas.newgrounds.com if you want to find out a little bit more about how to do that. Stay tuned for the post roll, and until next time, I'll see you later. Do you want a chance for your artwork to be featured in the next showcase video? Upload your artwork to the art portal on newgrounds.com. Send me a link to your artwork by going to jazza.newgrounds.com and click send a private message. Make sure to include the word showcase in capital letters in the message title and give me a link to your piece of art. Please be considerate of my time by submitting no more than one image per week to the artist showcase, and make sure it's on newgrounds.com. Thanks for checking out this week's showcase. I look forward to seeing your art in the future.